Good morning. Ugh. It's dark. Good. That was a great thing for the night. Where is the thing? Where are you? Nope. Well, welcome. Just waking up. I'm gonna go get some coffee. Just stretch the legs a little and then keep on going. Good morning. Let's go. Day 6 of the whole thing. Day 3 of the way back. Let's go. Day 2. It is cold. There's ice in the roof. Well, it's not ice. It's just mist. Yeah. Ooh, need a jacket. Bye. Well, see you in a bit. All right, so 7:05 in the morning, and we are in Emporia, Virginia. We're driving south. You see, we had our 6th charge last night. We are at 88% battery charge right now. We're gonna be driving south. We're gonna enter North Carolina. We're gonna make our next stop in Lumberton, North Carolina. That's gonna be 176 miles away. 2 hours 31 minutes from here. If everything goes well, we'll be in South Carolina by around noontime, and then in San Agustin again around 4 p.m. So let's go.
895 south ramp on the right.
Gotta note again that the vegetation, we're back to green trees. Not fully blown trees, but there's a lot of green back in them, which means we are getting further down south. No sign of any palm trees yet, but the trees have leaves on them. Some of them, not all of them, and in many cases they're pretty green. Again, it's foggy, it's cold, 48 degrees, but it's not freezing cold. Again, haven't seen any ice for a while, since Connecticut, north, all the way north in Connecticut. And but the most important thing is that we are starting to see the green trees all over, and that is awesome news. That is fantastic. So yeah, 2 hours 19 minutes, 166 miles to Lumberton, North Carolina. This is how North Carolina is receiving us, with a lot of green and much more lush vegetation. A little more flat, but it's green. It's getting back to green. Amazing. Let's go. We're driving through North Carolina fog this morning, 8:32 a.m. Saturday. We left on Monday. We had a little change of plans on Wednesday night, and now we're on our way back. We are 1 hour 17 minutes away from the next supercharger, would be Lumberton, North Carolina. That's 91 miles away from here. Again, I gotta remark, I gotta make a comment about the vegetation, how it changes continuously, how it has been continuously changing through the whole trip. It's been a cool experience to see, from the palm trees down in Florida through these type of scenery that we're seeing here in North Carolina, the forests with the hills, and then passing through the mountains once we made it up north through New York, upstate New York. It's been a really nice experience so far, I gotta say it, even though it's been mainly driving. It's been cool. Cannot say it hasn't been. It's been a bunch of new experiences, a lot of new states. First time for me, first time being in a lot of those different states, starting with the Carolinas. And Georgia, I have been to Georgia, but the Carolinas, Virginia, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Vermont. Well, I had been to Vermont before. But then again, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island. All of those new experiences for me. Washington, D.C. Absolutely, yeah. Pennsylvania. Even though we didn't stop in Philadelphia, and then our passing through Baltimore was pretty brief. Oh well, that's Maryland. That is Maryland also, first time for me. Really cool trip so far. Out of nowhere, I wasn't really planning on it. And then my original plan was actually going into Canada, and that took a turn, a nasty turn if you ask me. But what you gonna do? And yeah, we're back in the road. We are thinking, why do I always think about we? Well, because you, the viewer, is here as well with me in the middle of the trip. So yeah, we are going to be going through North Carolina, then South Carolina, then Georgia, and then again back to good old Florida. That sounds like a easy peasy type of trip, but we're still pretty far out from good old South Florida. Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, and then of course the Keys, and then of course the west coast of the good old Florida. 1 hour 13 minutes and 86 miles away from the next supercharger. We'll be arriving around 9:49 a.m. I don't know yet how long is it gonna tell me to be there. And it's 52 degrees outside, very foggy, but the car, oh yeah, good comment here. The car, there was a message to come up in the screen saying that the chances, the possibilities of fogging were pretty high, so that automatically the car changed the temperature, the heating, the settings, so that fogging and visibility would be guaranteed. That was pretty cool. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. Just it's set off an auto, and I guess that based on the temperature outside and based on the conditions outside and inside, the car decided to just start a program so that the windows would not fog. That's pretty cool. That is really cool. Do you like this kind of colors? Listen, I'm a fan of the sun. I love the sun. I love laying on the sun. I love the beach. I love being in the beach, at the beach, on the beach. I love the water, the ocean. I love to swim in it. I love to float in it. I love to dive in it. I love it. I love summer type of vibes with the sand, with the sandy and the salty water. I love the Caribbean in general. I love it. But this type of setting right now, foggy, misty, and there's forests on both sides, and it's the shades of the green and the brownish, kind of like burnt grass, but not that much, like patches of green with some patches of brown, because probably they had snow around here not too long ago. And it's a combination of the fog and the green on the trees and the green in the grass and the patches, the brown and green and patches. I like that. I like this feeling. Reminds me, as much as I'll talk about it, it reminds me of the areas, a lot of little beautiful towns surrounding the Bogota, Colombia. This is the type of setting, this is the type of colors you get to see. Maybe it's a little more green because there's not so much ice. No, there's no ice ever. So the brown patches don't really appear, but all the green and the mist surrounding areas, like the little towns, colonial towns surrounding Bogota, I like it. I like both. I like the ocean, the summer, the sun. I like the mountains and this type of scenery, this type of colors. It just feels fresh, refreshing, very morning-like type of mood. Pictures as well. I don't know. A bunch of European painters come through my mind now, like from the 1700s, 1800s. For some reason, this type of scenery, kind of like I don't know. I can imagine there's a French vineyard somewhere around here. We're gonna run into a bunch of windmills at some point. I don't know. And cows somewhere out there. I don't know. I like it. I need both. Ooh, I love the desert as well. I love driving through the desert. Oh, it's such a nice, cool thing. And then you get off. Every now and then you get out of the car to take a walk out in the desert. I love that. I love that thing. Yeah. Yeah, I like, you know what? I guess I like a lot of different ecosystems. I don't know if I could call one my favorite. I guess the ocean. I guess the Caribbean and the ocean, that'd be favorite. Far up in the list. But there's a bunch of other ones that, you know, get in there. They're pretty high on the list as well. And I guess in order, I would say that this mist and mountains and greenery and cows, that'd be probably number 2. Number 3 would be the desert. Number 4 would be maybe warmer mountain type of setting. There's a bunch of places. Let's say Medellin. I don't know if you've ever been. Medellin, Colombia is about between 70 to 90 degree. Oh, 90 is too high. Like 85. Between 70 to 85 Fahrenheit. It stays between 15 to 28 centigrades. And it's just at the right elevation where you get a really cool vegetation. There's so many birds. There is a lot of green, similar to Bogota's, but this is a different type of green. Is more tropical, a little more tropical, but not too far into ocean-like tropical. Is Andes, closer to the Amazon, closer to the Pacific Colombian coast type of vegetation and ecosystem. So, with that being said, that'd be number 4 or 5. I don't remember. But yeah, the list, we're working down the list of favorites. Yeah, that elevation, that temperature, that biosphere, ecosystem. Yeah. Ooh, you know what? And then Rome's summertime in Rome. Although the only time I've been in Rome was September, so I don't know. But at the time, the time I spent in there, it was it got hot. There was some moments of the day where it got hot and cold. I got to see both, I guess. And there was these water fountains on every street, everywhere, with water running, and you could just get there and drink some water. And I guess that doesn't determine it. It's not a show. It's not a sign of a specific ecosystem or anything like that. But for some reason, that combination of things, it felt awesome. It felt great to be there at that moment with that combination of items. The water, the city, and the temperature was awesome. Yeah, those are my favorite ecosystems, biohabitats that I like to be in. Yeah, in that order. Yeah. Anyway, back to the road. See you soon. Let's go. Arriving at our sixth or seventh. I think it's the sixth charger,
Now take exit
supercharger
17 on the right.
of our trip from Plattsburgh
In
all the
1,000
way
feet, turn left onto Cotton Road.
all the way up in the border with Canada, all the way down to South Florida,
Now turn left onto Cotton Road.
making a quick couple stops in Boston and New Jersey. 6th or 7th, I think it's the 6th charge of the trip. I started Wednesday, well, not really started Wednesday night, it's more like Thursday morning. I started Thursday morning, and it's right now, what is it today now? Saturday, 9:48 a.m. 9:48 a.m. We have so far on the original there's two trips counters that I'm running at the moment. One with the whole length of the trip, because the whole length of the trip was starting in South Florida, the supercharger.
In
And
500 feet, turn left.
the second one I started at Plattsburgh. So give me 1 second, because we're arriving at the
Now turn left.
superchargers. Oh, this is the same supercharger we used coming up. Is it? Yes, this is the one. The same, very same one. Incredible. Lumberton, North Carolina.
Now turn right.
Cool. So yeah, it's next to this restaurant, La Patrona. There's a McDonald's, there's a Burger King, there is a
Now you
gas
have arrived at your
station
destination.
right across the street. And here we go. We're parking, just making our way down the supercharger. Here we are, and then just like usual, here goes nothing. We're gonna plug our 6th or 7th charge. Why did I park here? This is way too close. Let me move it to another. Let me move it to another spot. I don't know why I parked right next to the bush. They have to cut that bush. There's no room for you to get in there. Any other one is good. So, there we go. Park. Get out of it. Usual. Let's grab our charger, cable. Avra cut open. Avra cut open. Come on. Wake up. There you are. And according to the computer, we got 20 minutes here. 20 minutes. So, after this, we're gonna have Walterboro, South Carolina, which will be 158 miles, 2 hours, 12 minutes away from here. Should arrive 12:04 p.m. And that's gonna be our 7th, okay? 7th. All right. Anyway, let's 20 minutes here. I'm good on food, I'm good on water, good on all the goodies. Maybe grab some mandarins. I have, what do I have here still? I have some bread, I have some mandarins, and I have some pickles. I'll just make a little something real quick. And maybe coffee. Should go get coffee at McDonald's. Sounds like a good idea. So anyway, just 20 minutes. I'm gonna go do all those things and see you in a bit. So we're back, and the phone already told me we've got enough charge to keep on going. I spent a little more time. I had a whole breakfast at McDonald's. It was a promo though. $5 for a, not the big breakfast, but just a sandwich, a little hash brown, and coffee. So that took me a little longer. So we got now more charge. Pretty sure we got more charge than we need. So just gonna go ahead and unplug. Same as always, be kind by door. And yeah, we ended up with 90% battery. 90% battery left, and that means, that doesn't mean much, just means that yep, we're back on the road. Next stop will be Richland, South Carolina. That is 194 miles away from here. 2 hours 44 minutes. We're gonna go through Florence, Sumter, Lake City, Walterboro, and then we're gonna get there around 1:15 p.m. That being said, let me get rid of the jacket because temperature is coming up. We are at 59 degrees. Let me check my tires real quick. See, you just go to the menu, and then here on service you can read the PSI pressure of your tires. 42, 42, 42, 43. All good. Fantastic. All good. No notes, no nothing. So we're ready to go. So let's go.
Now turn right onto Cotton Road.
We just entered South Carolina. Can't believe this. We're done with North Carolina. We're entering South Carolina. How do you know that you have entered South Carolina? Because there's the south of the border theme park waiting for you right there across the border between North and South Carolina on the South Carolina side. So we're entering South Carolina. More green, more trees, more grass. We just see nature flourishing once again, more and more and more and more. No palm trees yet though. Doesn't matter though. We're on our way down to good old Florida. Just done with our 6 or 7 charge. I promise for next time I'm gonna bring a notebook with me. A literal paper notebook. Or maybe a tablet. I know I have all the information here. I just don't want to look for it now. 6 or 7 charge of the route of the trip, and on our way to our charger in Richland, South Carolina still, which that'd be in 173 miles from here. That'd be 2 hour 24 minutes. 2 hour 24 minutes from here. We will be arriving there at around 1:17 p.m. Let me show you a little bit of how the South Carolina road looks like, so you can see some of the trees, some of the green, some of the cars, some of the highway. Here we go. Let's go! You ever been to Love's? Love's is you don't see them in the cities. They're only for road trips or truckers, more than anything else, truck drivers. But they're amazing. These places are awesome. You can take a shower. Of course, they have gas. If you have a gas card, they have. I'm sure they're gonna start install some chargers as well. They have parking. They have food. So many different options of food. Kind of similar to Buc-ee's. I guess they're in the same market. But these are great places for the most part, because you can take a shower. You can go there, take a shower. You just pay for whatever, you know. I guess I'm sure they have different pricing. Depends on the location, depends on whatever. But you can go and maybe $5-10, something like that. I don't even know anymore. I haven't been to one in a while. But you can take a shower. My personal recommendation though, take a gym subscription. You can take a gym subscription, like a countrywide big chain, like LA Fitness, like 24-hour Fitness, Planet Fitness, something like that. Just make sure that it's a gym that has a lot of features, because you may run into one of those with no showers. You may run into one of those that doesn't have any classes. You may run into one of those. And then also, so for you can take showers. That's my recommendations for you. So take showers. Ideally, they have pools, like swimming pools. Yeah. See, loves. Gas stations, restaurant, food, showers, all the good stuff. Anyway, back to driving, back to the road. 2 hours, 21 minutes, 169 miles, 168 miles to the supercharger in Richland, South Carolina. Let's go. Crossing the W.J. Gooding Bridge over, what is this? A very nice big body of water in South Carolina. About an hour and 6 minutes away from the supercharger. 78 miles away from Richland. That's the name supercharger we're gonna be stopping at. Way more color. We got flowers. Flowers are back. I haven't seen flowers in a bit, but they're back. Flowers are back. Yellow, some red flowers sometimes here and there. So I guess spring is starting to come around this area. And pretty soon for you in North Carolina, pretty soon for you in Virginia, pretty soon for you over in the District of Columbia, and then of course everybody else, New York, New Jersey, all of them, Maine and New Hampshire and Rhode Island and Vermont, and then of course Canada. Spring is around the corner. It's already here. It's getting here. Palm trees! Palm trees! There was palm trees right there. Alright. It's on. Spring is here. And good enough weather for spring, for palm trees. We're here. We're almost there. Let's go! What a change! Right, suddenly, for the first time in a few days, it's 75 degrees outside. 75 degrees outside. Flowers, colors, green, grass, trees covered in leaves. And that rhymes. I am 52 minutes, 61 miles away from the supercharger over in Richland. The temperature in the cabin is set at 66 degrees, but it's 75 degrees outside. I'm starting to feel it. I'm only wearing this jacket slash sweater, but I'm starting to feel like I need to take it off, even though the cabin temperature is set at 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise I would be boiling here and probably passing out, probably having a heart attack. 66 degrees. What are those places you hear about that are like the hottest places on earth, like Death Valley, like in California, or like you know, those places in the Sahara Desert in the middle of summer. Like you always hear stories about these places going up to the 120, 130 Fahrenheit. What is that? What is that in centigrades? Like 40, 50 degrees centigrade? Between 40 and 50? Does it go over that? I cannot imagine being in a car for hours, being in a car that would be 60 degrees centigrade. I cannot imagine being in a car that is 120 degrees Celsius for hours. I guess it happens. I guess some people out there have to bear being in those conditions, and that's horrible. But how long could you stand something like that? And long-term repercussions, side effects of being under such conditions, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, 77 degrees, somewhere in the middle of South Carolina, where nature is blooming back again. And here we go, keep on going. 50 minutes to the supercharger, 58 miles to go. We're scheduled to be there at 1:09 p.m. Let's go! By the way, it's the cruise control, flawless, amazing. Just keep in mind, very important, it behaves very differently to FSD. So be aware that if you're used to that, you get used to using FSD most of the time, and then you need, for whatever reason, you need to bump down to cruise control, it's gonna feel different, very, very different. Just be aware that you need to stay on top of everything for a while before you can kind of like feel comfortable about driving again just with the cruise control, and vice versa. Although the bump up from cruise control to FSD, I'm sure FSD does everything. FSD does everything for you, so I don't think that's does have a big effect on the way you feel about driving. But the other way around, FSD to cruise control to maybe just driving with no helps whatsoever, yeah, that's something you need to be aware, you need to be cautious about, and you need to be very aware of if you ever have the need to do. Or if you buy a car like this and it doesn't have FSD at all, then I'm sure you're gonna have an amazing experience learning how it works, the options, which are very similar to what a lot of cars now offer, not just Tesla, but many other brands doing a very similar thing as far as cruise control, smarter cruise control. I'm sure that Tesla is not the only one. I did have a Prius. I did have a Prius once that did that. There was a sensor right here, and that sensor would stay on or keep track of the car in front of you. So if the car in front of you would stop, you would slow down. If the car in front of you started to pick up some speed, you would also. You could, it would, but at least in the Tesla right now, what I've experienced, what I've noticed, it is aware of the traffic lights, is aware of the stop signs, is aware of what we were talking about the speed, the other cars around you, and a bunch of other things. So Tesla's system, amazing, love it. I'm sure the other brands are really good too. I know by experience what the Toyota Prius that I had once was able to do. Not as good as this one though. Let's be honest, not as great as Tesla's, but it was okay. I know Volvo. I heard a friend talking about their car the other day, the Volvo one. supposed to be pretty good. I don't know. By experience, I have not experienced that one yet. But I can tell, if you get a Tesla and you need to use the cruise control, you're gonna enjoy it dearly. And if you buy a new Tesla, again, if you buy a new Tesla, chances are they're gonna give you a free trial of FSD, of a full self-drive, and then you're gonna start to use it. You're gonna be amazed by what it can do. But if for whatever reason you lose access to it, they give you strikes, or maybe the trial time ends, and you need to bump down, and then you only left with the cruise control. Be aware that your brain is gonna be used to using FSD, and then you're gonna have to drive again. Not as much as you would have with a regular car, not as much as you would have to with any other brand, but it will be different, very different from FSD to regular cruise control. So just keep that in mind. So, putting that behind, back to the road. Let's go! Arriving to the supercharger at Richland, South Carolina. I think is the last charge we're gonna make in South Carolina.
In 1 mile.
We'll see what the computer says. And then again, surprised by the beautiful, lush vegetation. The temperature, it's 82 degrees. This is quite a change. All you need to do is drive, but I guess you can fly or take the train. Trains are getting so much better in this country, I mean, because in Europe they're fantastic. In Asia they're fantastic, but in this country, I guess at some point in history they were great, then not so great, then kind of like flatline for a little bit, or flatline. They reached the point and they didn't move from there for a while, for a long time, and suddenly they're making a comeback. We got Brightline, right? Places like in Florida, we got Brightline, and it's reaching everywhere now.
Now your destination is on the left.
And we're arriving toward supercharger right next to a gas station, Hoppers. Right next to, let's see, we're gonna see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's a gas station, and Amoku, how you read that, Amoku. Brand I've never seen before. Let me just find spot. This one is for special needs peeps. Just gonna find this one here between these two Model S's. More people, more EVs now around this area. Not so much up north, not so many up north. Well, not exactly true. Dense cities, all of them, they're there. Out in the road, not so many. So we arrived with 12% battery left, 12% battery left, and we're about to plug, and I'm gonna use let's do the plug. Let's do the good, and I need to take this off. It's hot. It's hot. It's back to being hot. So we know our drill by now. We take our plug, press it, and open up. Come on. There you are. Plug. And You know, you can open it from the screen, from your phone. You can open it anytime when you're home, right? Okay, so it's saying we got 40 minutes here to continue our trip. Okay, 40 minutes will be. And with that being said, once we wait the 40 minutes, we will continue, and then our next stop will be in St. Augustine. One more time, St. Augustine. And then Melbourne, and then Fort Pierce. And that's it. Well, 3 more stops. This was 7 or 8. Our neighbors are done shopping at the Hoppers. See the name of this store, this gas station store is Hoppers. Never seen a Hoppers before. I'm gonna go check it out. Neighbors just finished getting some goodies. There's a couple drinks and I think I saw pizza somewhere there. Looks tasty. So we got at least 40 minutes here. Gonna go check it out. And then I'll be right back. As soon as the charge is done, I'll get back to going. So, see you in a bit. Almost done charging, and figure it'd be a good time to check on the tire pressure. And oh surprise, it is a bit high. Of course, temperature has been rising. Right now it's 77 degrees. It's starting to cool down a little bit, but warmer than it was the last time I did the tire pressure check. So yeah. They're reading 43, but it was 45, a little bit of 40, over 45 when I got here. So as they're getting warmer after driving the last section, as we arrived here at the charger, they were reading 45 psi. Now that I'm using the compressor, this is my compressor, say hello. They're reading 43, so I'm just lowering down to 42 because we're still driving south. That means temperature will keep rising up. 77 is a pretty standard temperature, even down for Florida, but if they're already in 45, 46 as we drive, chances are that as we keep going down, and once the temperatures out there are 80s, 90s, the tire pressure is gonna go over the 46, 47 limit. I don't want that. So I prefer just to lower it down back to 42. And that's what I'm on doing. So just using my pretty nice little nifty compressor. I've had it for years and still going strong, but there's many options now you'll find online. I'll try to find the link to this one if I still have the history of my Amazon purchases. I'll try to look for it. This one is reading 44.5 and it's cold. It's been, well, not cold, but I stopped driving a little bit a while ago and it's reading 44.5. See what I'm talking about? When we start driving, it's gonna get really hot. It's gonna jump up to 46, 47. It's supposed to stay between 42 and 45, so. Just that. There you go. 42. We're set. We're gone, we're good, we're golden. And charging should be done by now, I think, I feel. Let's take a look at it. Two minutes remaining to continue trip, so I have enough time to unplug. This one's old-fashioned, still old-fashioned. Use this type of plug. But the great thing about this car is that it has one here. See the middle console? You have the big thingy and the small thingy right here. You'll find yours in the big compartment right there. And then on the rear, oh, this is a mess. A big cable. See, now that's what I'm talking about. Now this uses a cable. This is still old-fashioned. It works like a charm. It's just still uses a cable. If it had a battery, right? Okay, just sit it down here for a second. You'll find your other plug, 12-volt plug, right there. Cool. A minute to be done charging. So I'll just put this thing here for a minute. Chances I will use it again soon, or maybe no, I'll take care of it later. I'm gonna have to wash this car really deeply when I get back to Florida, so. Anyway, are we done? 1 minute, all right. One minute remaining to continue trip. Calculating, I think we're done. Oh, magic. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. Changing the cabin temperature to 70 degrees just so it keeps a little more battery, a little longer. Even though it's getting warmer outside, but doesn't have to be such a big difference. And we're good. You have enough energy to continue your trip. This screen is also nasty. I really need to clean this car when I get back. So we're golden, we're good. Let's go. So, okay. We know the ritual. Plug, unplug. Put back in there. Bye-bye. And so, next supercharger will be in San Agustin, 198 miles away from here, 2 hours, 43 minutes. So we're gonna cross through Georgia. That means we're gonna cross through the whole state of Georgia non-stop. At least from what the computer is projecting for us. Awesomeness. That being said, and all in all consider, okay, just another. We're gonna cross through Savannah and Jacksonville. Not sure how traffic will be. Well, it's still early, but it's Saturday though. Anyway, I guess we'll see. Let's go! There's no left turn here. This is a no left. Computer, you gotta be updated. This is a no left turn. There's no left turn. So I gotta go back to the main road and then make a left and another left to get back on the road. There we go. Now we're golden. We are crossing through Brunswick, Georgia. Or next to it. Better say it, next to it. Still about an hour, 1 hour, 24 minutes away from the next supercharger. That's 96 miles away from the next supercharger, which will be in San Agustin, Florida. this area, we're starting to see more planes. The car, I do feel the wind starting in Georgia, middle Georgia is starting to get a little more windy. Maybe because it was more open up spaces, more. There's more trees, there's more vegetation. Of course, we're starting to see a palm tree every now and then. But it's also way more flat. Way more flat. Almost no hills. Almost no elevations other than the bridges when the highway goes over when there's an overpass in the highway. We are about to enter Florida. We're really close to the border, Georgia-Florida border. Not exactly sure how far. Oh, I think we did. I think we entered Florida already. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe. Did we? I don't know. Are we in Florida though? There was no welcome center. I remember one coming from Texas. I remember one coming from that side over on the other side. I remember a welcoming center. I haven't seen one, but in the map we crossed this line and I thought that was it. That was the border. Not sure this is Camden County. We're entering Camden County. Is that Florida? Still Georgia? Anybody can answer that? I don't know. Either way, we're not too far from. Not too far. We're still a bit ways off from Jacksonville. That's gonna be the next big city on our route. And again, we're gonna go through it. We're not gonna enter it. We're just gonna stay on the highway as we go through it. I really wanted to take this as a welcome to Florida video, but I haven't seen any signs or anything like that, and it does look like it could have been it. It did look like it was the borderline, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure. All right. Patience. Just need a sign that says welcome to Florida. There's usually one. Come on. Where is it? I see the vegetation. More Everglades type of vegetation. I see it. It's around. But where is it? There's a website here advertising Myrtle Beach, but that's not it. Not here. Never mind. There's a Buc-ee's. Let me see. Advertising on the road. Yeah, the road became way more open. Way more space between the north and the southbound branches of the highway, and not more hills or elevations anywhere in the horizon. Yeah, Jacksonville 56, Woodbine 15. Is Woodbine Florida or Georgia? Anybody can answer that, because I am not sure where I am now. Am I in Georgia or in Florida? What is it? So yeah, the wind, I did feel this heading north around the same area. So the conclusion or the theory I got around it is that it's just geography around here is just more flat, without any significant hills or mountains, then the wind has no obstacles. Thus, we get to feel more wind. That's my theory, and gonna stand with it until somebody writes down in the comments that there was a storm or something like that going on, and that's the reason for the wind. I don't know. So, come on, sign. Just give me a sign that says welcome to Florida so I can just stop the chattering and then put the camera away. Come on, turn the camera off. I mean, just a little sign, just a flamingo, something like that. An alligator. Come on, Florida, show yourself up. Where are you? Or maybe we're already here. So anyway, in the meanwhile, 1 hour, 16 minutes away from a supercharger in St. Augustine, 87 miles away from that. Sounds good. Everything's good so far in the trip. Let's go! Come on, let's go! I can officially say that we're 7 miles away from Florida. Come on! Freaking signs. We're arriving in Florida though. We made it to Florida. Now there's more hours, like 7 more hours to go, 6-7 hours to go. It doesn't matter. We made it. Look, palm trees. There. Palm trees. We made it. We're back in Florida. Palm trees, palm trees. You don't see them. I did see a few. Where was it? In South Carolina. How they make it? How is it that they're not dying? Maybe I don't know. But that's amazing. They have a couple. I literally just saw one spot with palm trees before now. Just now is that I get to see palm trees again, and that's a sign of happiness. Palm trees are a sign that there's coconuts, that there is sand and the beach, and the water is right there, and it's gonna be a sunny day, warm day that you're gonna be able to enter the ocean and play and have a good time. It's just a sign of that. I don't know if you knew, but palm tree, more than any flamingo or anything like that, the palm tree should be the emblem of Florida, in my opinion, that is, and that's just what it is, an opinion. So 1 hour 2 minutes away from the supercharger over in St. Augustine. That's 66 miles away from here. We got a Pilot gas station right there. I'm gonna keep jabbering until we pass that welcoming center. I really want to make it so that the video, this thing is starting to, so that the video captures the moment we actually cross the Georgia-Florida line. Why? I don't know. Doesn't really make a huge difference, because still have a lot of driving to go all the way down to South Florida. That's another drive, that's another animal, and we're gonna be doing that the rest of the day. It's 3:50, about to be 4 p.m., and we still have 1 more hour to go before the supercharger in San Agustin. That means we're gonna be there around 5 p.m. and I don't know how long is it gonna tell us to stay at that charger. There, Florida welcomes you. Brilliant. Florida state line, and the Nassau County receive us as we enter Florida. I can stop the jabbering now, I feel. We're here. So, yeah, 1 hour. I'll be back for that, and then the conclusion, the last couple charges before we make it back to South Florida. So, let's go. Let's go. We are driving through Jacksonville. I gotta be honest, I don't know what's the vibe here. I don't know much about this city. It's not. I'm in the south portion of Florida. I've always been there. I know this is a very important place, but other than that, I don't know much about it. It looks big. It looks like the highway crosses right through it, through the middle. At some point, I think we're gonna see some buildings, some couple high-rise buildings.
Keep right to stay on Interstate 95 south toward Daytona Beach.
95 south towards Daytona Beach. There you go. Couple buildings. Looks green, looks lush, looks organized. At least this section, this part looks very nice. But not much about it, not much else about it. I didn't know much more about Jacksonville. But we are crossing right through it, and just wanted to show you a little bit of what's happening at the moment, because this is the largest city, the last large city we're gonna be.
To stay on Interstate 95 south.
95 South, Daytona Beach. That's where we're staying. So, yeah, last large city
In 1,000 feet,
we
keep
will
right to stay on Interstate
be
95
moving
south
through
toward Daytona Beach.
before South Florida. Orlando is out of the way. We don't really touch in Orlando before.
Now keep left to stay on Interstate 95 south.
Stay in 95 South, yes, ma'am. Before we make it to South Florida, we don't really. Orlando is more towards the center of the state, at least in that section, and that would be the biggest city before making it down to South Florida. But we don't touch it. We don't pass not even close to it. And then the other cities are on the west coast of the peninsula. So Jacksonville, we're moving right through the middle of it. Looks like a large city, looks like industrial. I see a bunch of buildings. There's a Blue Cross Blue Shield building over my left. You don't see, but it's there. I'm not sure what is. I guess services would be big here. Maybe it's right by the ocean. Maybe some manufacturing of. Not sure much. I don't know. Not gonna make any more assumptions about it at this point. Just wanted to once again reiterate, we are moving through Jacksonville, Florida, and we're still about 33 minutes away from the next supercharger, which would be San Agustin in 34 miles. We I was there Monday. I spent the night. Oh, look at this. I spent Monday night at, there you go, Jacksonville, ladies and gentlemen. Jacksonville right there.
Left to stay on Interstate 95 South.
I spent the night in San Agustin. Monday night, I spent the night there. But it's already Saturday, and the plan is not to stay there today. The plan is to continue on and hopefully make it all the way down to South Florida, Fort Lauderdale at least, tonight. That's the plan so far. I gotta be, well, I don't have to do anything really, but I have a class, right? One of my activities, I teach movement, yoga-based movement, mixed with other stuff that I like and enjoy. I have classes, and I do have many of those in South Florida at different studios, at different locations. Mainly in the Miami-Dade, Broward counties. And then tomorrow, Sunday, at 9 a.m., I have a class, and I would really like to make it to that class. So I gotta be at 8:30-ish at the studio, so to get everything set, ready, and have my 9 a.m. class tomorrow morning. Other than that, I could spend the night somewhere in between. I could spend the night at home. I'm not sure yet, but we're passing through Jacksonville, and it looks like the highway is opening up again. So that was it. Oh no, still a couple more. This is a big place. Jacksonville is big. I wasn't expecting it to be this big. I'm gonna Google at some point. I'm gonna Google what is the population of Jacksonville. We've been going through for a while. Yeah, largest city we're gonna be through before we make it down to South Florida, and then I guess West Palm Beach is not that big, but it's big. And then Fort Lauderdale, and then Miami. Miami be the largest between this Jacksonville and Miami. Miami is larger as far as the maybe not the city itself, but you know the area, the urban area of Miami, and the population density around the Miami area is bigger than any other in the state of Florida. So that was it. I'll be back in a little bit for the charging at the San Agustin charger. So see you in a bit. Let's go. We are
318 on the right.
we are arriving at the
In
San
3,000 feet,
Agustin
turn left onto State Road 16.
supercharger.
Now turn left onto State Road 16.
It's been a long day. Whoa. Chill. Yeah, we're arriving at the San Agustin supercharger. We are 3 minutes away from it. I guess the light. Preconditioning of the battery has been there for a while. It's been going on for a while already. Not sure again. No idea how long is it gonna tell us to stay. So we're gonna see that I spent the night coming up, as I was talking about that before. Heading up north, on my way up north, I spent the night here in San Agustin. So, that's not happening this time. It's only 4:43 p.m. So I still got a good amount of daylight, a good amount of time in the afternoon to make my way further down south. So the plan so far remains charge to charge, following the computer guidance. Although I'm a little tired, I could use a longer walk. I don't remember if we stay or if we charge at this supercharger or it was a different one. I'm not sure. I cannot remember. So yeah, the plan is to just charge and keep on going. But again, I could use a walk. I could use some time, even though last time, a couple hours ago, it was a good stop.
In 500 feet.
It's been a long day. So, coming back to charger, we're here. It's a Wawa. Was it the same one? Was it the
Now turn
same
left onto Inman Road.
one? There's a Saxby's across the road, and a Subway, and it's a Wawa that has a chicken fillet right next to it. I don't remember if it was the same supercharger we use heading up north. It could be. It could very well be, but I'm not sure. So, just seconds away from getting there, plugging, and learning how long we're gonna stay here. Stay tuned, give me 1 second, we're almost there. Almost there. Look at this motorcycle, nice. All right.
Now turn left.
Here we are. You like motorcycles? I like motorcycles. All right, there's a Hummer EV. Those are huge, charging here at the supercharger. And there's a Model 3, couple Model 3s charging, and the Hummer EV. Just picked my spot, backing up to it, too far out. Let me just correct a little bit. All right, we are arriving at the supercharger. We are arriving with 11% battery charge. 11% battery stay charge. We're arriving with that amount. Let's see. Let's do the proper process of getting off. Finding our station or cabinet, taking our charger. Oh, like magic. No hesitation or anything. Plug and starting to charge. It's saying 20 minutes. That's what it's saying. 20 minutes here. We're at the 11%. 20 minutes here. Not sure how long is that or how much battery we will get out of the 20 minutes. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. See you in a bit. All right, so apparently we got enough energy to continue our trip. We're at 69%. Or I could wait another 25 minutes and just make it up to 95%, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough and that's gonna help me make my way all the way down. I doubt it. It says, computer says that if we leave now with that state battery, still have one more stop. 2 more stops. One at Melbourne and the other one in Fort Pierce. Leaving now the way it is at 70% battery charge. Is 80 degrees in Florida. Is gonna get a bit, of course the night is coming in, but then we're moving further south, so whatever. I think the tires already, they're okay. They're in a 42. They were in a 42 right now. What's the rate? 43, 44, 44, 44. It's all right. When I get back down to South Florida, I'm gonna have to lower them again to back to 42. But for the time being, that's okay. That's fine. So I guess the decision is just, I don't want to move. I'm tired. So maybe that's a good idea. Just the way it is. No need to charge anything extra. Just keep going. Right now we're in St. Augustine, and we're gonna make it all the way down just south of Cocoa Beach for the next charger. That'd be Melbourne, which is just south of Cocoa Beach. That's the forecast. That's how it is. That's how it's working right now. And then the next one after that would be Port St. Lucie, right? Yeah. And Fort Pierce, which is just north of Port St. Lucie. Yeah. So that's how it is right now. Say this. Say I get tired and I'm just forget it. I'm done. I just need to be sure that I can make it to Sunny Isles tomorrow at 8 a.m. That's it. So I could spend the night again, maybe over in Cocoa Beach, maybe in Fort Pierce. I could do that. Or I could just, it's 5:13 p.m. It says that I'll be making it down to South Florida if I just follow this schedule. It says I'll be there by 9:58 p.m., by 10 p.m. Which sounds good. I'll get a good night's sleep in my own bed. This is my own bed now, but my not moving bed. And then fresh for my class tomorrow morning. Or I could make the night at one of these places. Maybe make it as far down as Port St. Lucie, Vero, Stewart. So that way I'm not too far off Miami in the morning and I can make the drive down south. Decisions. Let's just get going and we'll think about it on the way, shall we? So, let's go through the process. Yep. All right, back to its home. Say bye-bye. And having said that, let's go.
In 500 feet, turn right onto State Road 16.
Bye-bye, Wawa. See you next time. Maybe you are also at one of these chargers. There's been a few. I think Wawa is making the right thing, having those superchargers in the back. How does it work? Does anybody know that? How does it work? If you want a supercharger installed in your property, do you call
Now turn right
Tesla
onto State Road 16.
and tell them that you got a few parking spots that you okay with them installing their stuff, or is it like a joint venture and and the charging enterprise business. How is it? Does anybody know how the superchargers and the, in general, charging stations work? Because they're for the most part at parking spots, right? So there was one at Walmart, there was one at the police station, there was one places where you usually sometimes expect gas station is a gas station. A gas station is a gas station, so it's fine. You can have one of those. But the other places, any place, the shopping plazas, do they call them up? Hey, hello, Tesla. Dear Tesla, we are a shopping plaza in the middle of such and such city, and we have these parking spots available, so if you want to install your superchargers down here, please be our guest. Or and then do they respond? Do they say, sure, we can go and do that, but is the installation costs and energy costs are on you? Or how's it work? It'd be cool to know. I don't have properties. I don't have any space available anywhere for anything, but just interesting common knowledge that well, it's not common knowledge. I'm sure if there's some negotiation, and of course I'm sure there is, there's commercial benefits because, you know, people pay for this charging stuff for the charge
In 500 feet
itself, but then at the same time you're attracting customers to your shopping plaza. Shopping plazas that may be a little bit slower than usual, and then maybe require a little, you know, revamp, and maybe a little bit of that traffic from all of these electric cars that go there to get their power on. They stop by just like it happens in Wawa or any of those places to make a purchase. How does it work? Anyway, let's go. That's the 95 right there. So we're just gonna get there, take the exit, and here we go. Here we go. Let's go. And we made it. Over to the supercharger at Melbourne, Florida. We made it. We're just about 3 minutes away from it. It's just off the highway here on 995. So we're gonna make our way there as we have, and this is gonna be 8th, 9.
Now take exit 191 on the right.
Charge of the trip.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto North.
I think I forgot to number the last one. 8th or 9th. Don't think it's 10th yet. 8 or 9. Charge of the trip.
Now turn right onto North Wickham Road.
So we're just around the corner from it. Gonna make a right here. Here we go. Wow.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Shops Drive.
We make a right, not at the Cracker Barrel, nope. But, where is the entrance? At Shopes Drive. There's a light. There you go. It's pretty close to the exit of the highway. But, as usual, some lights and stuff. Totally fine. It's 6:54 p.m. It's 79 degrees outside. That is 79.
Now turn right onto Shops Drive.
Minus 32. That's 47. Divided 2. That's 23. About 23 degrees. Something like that.
In 500 feet, turn right.
This supercharger, there's a Walmart there, there's a McDonald's in the little back, there was a Cracker Barrel. I guess we could have
Now
entered
turn
through
right.
the Cracker Barrel, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so here's a shopping plaza all the way in the back. And I can see the superchargers all the way at the end. There's a Petco, there's a Rose, there is a
In 1,000 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Hobby Lobby. Have we used this before? Have you used this supercharger before? I don't know, I'm not sure. Is this the one I use coming out? No. I thought we were gonna stop at. No, we went to. Well, anyway, it's here. We made it. Ugh. There is somebody with a long ride. Oh, check it
Now you have
out.
arrived at your destination.
Check this out. Chargers here have a different type of setup. Here, there's one here. It's gonna be cool to see. So you park within this box. You can use the regular classic stuff, or you can enter this little space, and the cabin is right there. Whoa, it's windy. See how different? See the charger is right there now. Next to it, next to it, next to it. But then on the other side, that's the classic style. You have to back up to those. And see this guy here? They have a jet ski coming out, so this is just perfect. So they don't have to back up into the space. You can park straight forward, and then even if you're pulling a rig like that, then you can still charge. So too much talking. Let's do the magic here. Plug. All right. And 6 minutes. 6 minutes to continue the trip. Don't believe it. I just don't believe it. From 12%.
You might have a younger generation.
From 12% is gonna take us to something else. I don't know how much. But then after that it says we have one more stop in Fort Pierce. So might as well just stay here longer and make it all the way down to South Florida instead of stopping at Fort Pierce. I don't know. Let's take a breather and wait for those 5 minutes and see what's up and see what's the deal. Okay? Be right back. So see, this is really cool. You're pulling something, you got a jet ski behind you, just like this example right here with this type of charger where you pull forward, you still do it. You can do it and leave your load behind and lock the road, but that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. That's just the fact that you can enter forward and have your charger right next to your car in the back. Pretty smart. And then you have the classic style over here. This is Melbourne, Florida. They have both types of chargers, whether you decide to back up into your space or just pull forward because maybe you're hauling a jet ski behind you. Both are available, at least here at this charger. All right, so it looks like we have enough energy to continue our trip. Now, or gotta wait 35 minutes to charge limit. What do we do? what are we gonna do? Maybe just follow the computer. It's not a long drive for the next destination, but maybe it's a better idea. It's already 7 p.m. Maybe it's a better idea to cut it to short drives instead of making my way all the way down right away. And if that's the case, let me see. That would be a 54-minute drive to Fort Pierce. Right? If I just follow instructions, I'll get there with 14% battery left. So we'll be using 30% on the next 61 miles. And then we'll charge there for the final leg of the trip. So if this was 9, then that'll be 10. And that's it. Right? Let's do it. Let's just follow the computer. So, for this time, we're just gonna follow the computer. Unplug. This is, see, remember, this is a different setup. Touch the button, wait for the white, and then you can pull. And then back in the cabinet, hung, get back in the car, get cozy back in the car. And as mentioned before, 52 minutes, 61 miles to Fort Pierce, Florida for the final charge of this trip. Let's go! So, for the first time ever, I'm having to back out of a charger. That's never happened before, but there's always a first. So let's back out a little bit. Just a little bit. And let's just set our map. Just gotta get out of here. Is there an exit here? There's a stop sign, but there's no exit. System thinks I'm already out on the highway there. But I'm not. I'm sorry. So we gotta make our way back the same way we entered. Oop, 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 oop. So there's a mattress firm. This is a shopping plaza, a Dollar Tree. There is a pop shelf. A pop shelf. What is pop shelf? I guess it's home goods. Yeah, plates and decoration.
Now
Cool.
turn left onto Shops Drive.
No, right. Or left? No, right. Oh, this is Shops Drive, of course. And there's a Walmart there. Yeah, nice shopping plaza. And then
In 500 feet, turn left onto North Wickham Road.
we make it back to Wickham Road, and then Wickham Road we can go back on 95. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. There's a Quinta, La Quinta in here, a hotel. Gonna get on the right side so then I can make a right entrance into I-95 easier than if I be on the left lane. 52 minutes, 60 miles. We'll get there with 17% battery left. Almost there. Almost. Almost there. That's a pretty sunset. Every day, Florida has the best sunsets. Nah, there's very pretty sunsets everywhere. But this is a very nice place to see them. I'm by this, I mean the whole state, especially South Florida. Let's go!
Now turn left onto North Wickham Road. Now take the Interstate 95 south ramp on the right. In 500 feet, take the Florida 68 west ramp on the right. Now take the Florida 68 west ramp on the right.
We made it, at least here. Made it to the last charger of the trip. Can't believe. I can't believe it's been this long. My settings in the computer are so that when I arrive to my place in Fort Lauderdale, I still have 25% battery left. So from here in Fort Pierce, right? This is Fort Pierce. Supercharger in Fort Pierce. This is what this is 68th. All the way down to my place in Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale. Whatever amount of miles will do.
In 500 feet, turn left onto South Kings Highway.
Will not drain the battery further than lowering it down under 25%. Based on the amount of charge will after charging at this supercharger. So we are arriving to this supercharger, to Fort Pierce
Now turn left onto
supercharger,
South Kings Highway.
with 18% battery left. So okay, I got it. 18% battery left. Whatever amount of time, whatever charge we get out of this supercharger here at this Wawa, and it's again a Wawa, will give us enough energy to make my way all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, to my place in Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, and still
Now you have arrived
have
at your destination.
25% battery left. Yeah, so we'll see how much time will tell us we should stay at this supercharger. Picking the corner once again. And then I'll tell you exactly how many miles would that be from here. But what is it? 10 or 11? 10 or 11 charges. 10 or 11 stops to charge on our way, all the way from Plattsburgh all the way up in Plattsburgh, that's borderline between Canada and the United States, all the way down to Broward County, middle of the Broward County in South Florida. Started Thursday morning, and it's Saturday, 8 p.m. We're about to make the last charge of the trip. Let's go ahead and do the honors. We got this shelf kind of like on the side instead of right behind the car. Take the magic cable, plug it, and let's go check out the screen to see it's telling us to stay here for 20 minutes. So whatever charge, and we're leaving, we got here with 18%. Remember, 18%, 20 minutes here. Whatever amount of charge we're getting out of that, it's gonna give us enough to drive all the way out to my place in Fort Lauderdale and Sunrise Boulevard and still have 25% battery left. Imagine you're moving all the way, you're going all the way down to Miami. So from my place in Fort Lauderdale all the way down to Miami is about 26, between 26, 28 miles, which is nothing. It's a couple, maybe 3 to 5% battery. So you'd be good to make it all the way down to Miami. It's almost the same. By my personal metrics, we basically made it to South Florida. Almost anywhere in South Florida. Once we're here, once we make our charge here, we would be able to make it almost anywhere. I would bet even down to Homestead. Now, if we're gonna enter the Keys, that's a different story. But I think this is pretty much it. 10, 11 times to charge. We had to stop all the way. And remember, this time the way back, I didn't do a direct shot drive because I deviated and I made my way to Boston and then back through the coast, then through New York, New Jersey. On my way up north, I didn't do any of that. I went straight all the way up to Plattsburgh. That was leaving on Monday around 5 p.m. I arrived at the border on Wednesday at like 9 p.m. So average takes a couple days. With full night sleeps. I had full night sleeps, 8-hour sleeps. I would say, yeah, because I was going to bed around 10 p.m. You know, I stopped around 9 p.m. I had something to eat and I was falling asleep around 10 p.m. and getting up around 6 something and starting to drive around 7, between 7 and 8 a.m. Took me a couple days each way. Well, this was longer. The way back was longer. I left Plattsburgh Thursday morning. Made it to Boston, then to New York, New Jersey, and I stayed in New Jersey. Stayed in New Jersey Thursday night, and then I left New Jersey kind of late because I was at my friend's place and we just spent time talking and you know, just catching up. So there was a loss of time there for like about 6 hours more. Left New Jersey around noontime, and then that was Friday, the whole way up to Virginia. I slept in Virginia, and then Saturday morning started to drive again, and here we are. Saturday night, made it back to Florida. About 10, 11 times we had to stop to charge. It's pretty straightforward. So, oh yeah, I am 105 miles away from my place in Fort Lauderdale. That's the last leg of the road trip. What's left on this trip. So if you're going to Miami, just add about 30 miles more to that. Nothing. that was fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. Thank you so very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm gonna be doing more of these shenanigans. All types of shenanigans. You saw my trip on a boat, take a cruise. Cruises are fun. I like to fly everywhere. I'm gonna have to find new destinations because Canada is not letting me in. So, that's gonna be interesting. So yeah, follow along and thank you very much. Share, subscribe, like, hit the bell for all the updates I put out there in regards to this kind of content. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so, hi. We're done. 72% will be enough to take me back to my place in Fort Lauderdale and still have 27% battery left when I get there. This is 105 miles. We'll be there in 1 hour 47 minutes. It's 8:25 p.m. So we'll get there around 10, a little over 10. And that's what's that. Thank you so very much. Again and again and again. If you're looking to buy a car like this, check out the links below in the description, all throughout my channel, wherever you see a video that talks about Tesla, car, or almost anything from a few months ago onwards, we'll have the link to the referral link to Tesla and some other products and services that I use and that I like. And the manufacturers, the companies that make those products, they are also participant and they work with referrals. So I will get a little benefit out of that. And in the case of Tesla, you do get a good discount when you use a referral. It could be mine, could be anybody's. But so long you use a referral link, you do get a discount. Could be $500, $1,000. It has been up to $2,500. Depends on the car, the model that you're going for, depends on a couple different factors here and there, but you do get a discount. And if you use my referral link, which you'll find below, then I also get a nice benefit. Could be $500, sometimes it has been $1,000. So yeah, thank you again. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, all the stuff. Thank you much. See you soon. Bye bye.